Hey guys! Alright, it's been a hot ass minute since I've made a video, but I actually got my shit together today. I don't work until later tonight, and Elliot actually went down for a nap all by himself, so now's my chance. So this week I'm going to do a third trimester, 28-week pregnancy update. I haven't really talked about my pregnancy very much at all so far. I haven't really, I don't know, this pregnancy's been different, and I think I talked about that in another video where this pregnancy is like super different, and I haven't been like spending as much time focusing on it because we've been trying to just like get back on our feet and back into a rhythm and stuff. So I have notes right here so I don't forget. But so as of this last Tuesday, I was 28 weeks, which is third trimester, depending on if you count it at 27 weeks or 28 weeks or whatever. I still haven't done my glucose test. I'm not sure that I'm going to. I don't really want to drink that drink. I've been more conscious about like what I put into my body and stuff. Kind of. But like, I don't know, I've just heard, like, you know, lots of people say, like, how the horrible shit that's in the glucose test. And on some of the glucose tests, it even says, like, doctors take the label off of them, but on the label it says, like, not to be consumed by pregnant women, so that's cool. So I might call my doctor today and see if they have an alternative option, but we'll see. I haven't had any signs. I didn't have it with Elliot, so, like, I'm still keeping an eye on that. Let's see what else is going on. So this is funny. So at my last appointment, I was talking to the midwife, and she said that since I'm working 40 hours a week, I still work 40 hours a week on my feet, fast-paced, busy environment, you know, food industry type stuff. And she said I should get one of those belly bands that goes like around your back and like below your stomach. And I was like, oh, okay, for sure. So David went to order me one on Amazon, and it says that you have to like measure your stomach from like the middle of your back down around your stomach or whatever. And I was like, oh, this will be fun because they only have sizes like small through extra large or whatever. And so I'm sitting here in my head thinking like, okay, maybe medium or large will be good. So we get out the tape measure and whatever, and we measure the circumference or whatever of my stomach, and I am 4 feet, like 4 feet around. Like, I am huge, and I still have 12 more weeks, and I am 4 feet around. So that was tragic. Needless to say, I need an extra large size belly band, so this will be fun. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it, if I'm gonna hate it, if it's gonna be uncomfortable, if it's gonna be bulky and weird. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know. I have been having really bad insomnia mixed with like periods where I sleep really hard and really good. But I've also been having a lot of like back pain and hip pain and stuff because like everything's spreading and making room for the baby and stretching and all that fun stuff, right? And so my husband had an idea that we should go to the dispensary because weed is now legal in Vegas, and get some CBD oil that's THC free. So there's no like high effect to it. It's just the CBD. And so I've been taking that at night before bed, and it's been helping with the insomnia, and it's been helping with the back pain and the hip pain and stuff. So that's cool. Elliot thinks it's candy. Like every time, because I'm supposed to put it like under my tongue. And so every time I put it under my tongue, he sits there and he's all, because he wants me to put it under his tongue. But I don't, he has no reason for taking CBD oil. I haven't done enough research on any of that. So I just pretend with my finger, like not even with a dropper, I'll just go like this to his tongue. And he thinks it's the coolest thing ever, and he'll lay down and go to sleep. So, I mean, if I can trick him into sleeping that way, cool beans. Let's see. Some of the symptoms that I've been having lately, like how I was saying, the back pain, the hip pain, the stretching, like I'm stretching all the time. My stomach constantly feels like tight almost from stretching. If you've ever been pregnant, you know what I mean, like all around the front and the sides, like you can feel it like stretching and pulling and it feels tight. I'm hungry all the time, and I can't afford to be hungry all the time. But yeah, it's the nice thing is at work I get a free meal, so at least that's cool. But yeah, so I'm hungry all the time. One thing that I've really been craving for some reason is cookie dough. Yeah, I know you're not supposed to eat cookie dough and yada yada. Whatever. I've been craving cookie dough. I've been eating cookie dough like crazy. David is like, oh my god, you need more cookie dough. You're out of cookie dough already. And then he has gone as far to make comments like, if I'm in a bad mood, he'll be like, are you out of cookie dough? Do you need some cookie dough? Are you just in a bad mood because you haven't had your cookie dough today? Which is generally true. And then my best friend who we live with right now was like, oh my god, you're eating another thing of cookie dough? And I was like, yep. Something else that I've been craving is pizza a lot. It was funny because I was making pulled pork the other night in my Instant Pot. I have a really good pulled pork recipe and I was super excited. The whole house smelled really good. And halfway through it being cooked, I decided that I wanted pizza. So I ordered pizza for David and I, and we didn't even eat the pulled pork. So that's cool. He took the pulled pork for lunches. I'm not concerned. It was just funny. My face is starting to break out again a little bit, which is really shitty because it's really annoying and nothing really fixes it because it's strictly hormonal. My hormones are starting to like amp back up. They're mostly like anger and impatience is what I've been feeling lately. For the second trimester and a lot of the first trimester, it was like sadness. Like I would get sad easily, or I would cry easily, or just be kind of all over the place. And lately it's strictly like impatience and anger. And it's not all the time, it just like flares up randomly. So that's weird and frustrating in itself. Heartburn. I have heartburn all day, every day, to the point where like if I bend over to pick something up, which is a task all in itself, I like throw up in my mouth because the heartburn is so bad. And nothing helps. I don't take like Tylenol, Advil, any of that stuff in general, and I especially don't take it when I'm pregnant, which includes Tums. I don't take those either, but when I was pregnant with Elliot, I did try Tums because my heartburn was equally as bad, and it didn't help. So I know it won't help this time. I don't drink milk, so I just suffer. I drink water all day long because the heartburn is so bad, so like ice water is a must. I always have ice water on me. It never helps except for like the immediate like 5 seconds after I drink the water, but that's cool, you know. Let me think of what else. Yeah, I mean, I'm huge. I can't tie my shoes. I can't bend over, really. I mean, I can bend over, but, like, it's painful and it's, like, a fucking circus act. Rolling over in bed, I cannot roll over in bed. David has to help me roll over in bed, or I'm huffing and puffing and I'm out of breath. My iron is still really low. I haven't found any iron supplements that don't aggravate my stomach, so my iron is low, which means I'm like extra like exhausted and like I feel like I'm dragging. Like, I don't know if you've ever had low iron, but you would know like when you have low iron that like your body just feels like like you have to like drag yourself along to do stuff. There's a few things that I'm actually looking forward to for the rest of this pregnancy, you know, going through the third trimester. I'm going to be interviewing doulas this week, so I'll be hiring a doula. That's super exciting. I am getting certified to be a doula, and I strongly believe that doulas are super helpful, especially since I'll be trying for a VBAC, which is a vaginal birth after cesarean section. So I will be attempting to have this baby vaginally, and I think a doula will be really helpful, along with the fact that I have hired the best OB in the valley as far as VBACs go. I'm also going to be planning like our baby shower or baby sprinkle, whichever you prefer to call it. Since we don't know the gender and no one knows the gender, it's going to be like a gender neutral, like winter wonderland theme. And we'll just be asking for like gift cards, diapers, wipes, and then like a few things that I might throw on the registry that are gender neutral, like swing or bouncer or something. I'm going to plan my maternity pictures. If you saw my maternity pictures with Elliot, you would know that like I'm all about going all out with maternity pictures. I like wearing the big gown and the everything. So I'm going to do the same thing this time, except I'm going to do them in like the mountains somewhere, preferably with snow. We'll see if we can pull that off, but definitely in the mountains somewhere, because I want like lots of greenery and like dramatic like colors, like greens and reds and like browns and stuff like that. I'll be creating my birth plan and then doing a vlog about that for you guys. This time around, I did a birth plan with Elliot and nothing went according to birth plan. So this time around, I'm just going to focus on a few minor things rather than doing like full blown like, and then this happens and then this happens and this happens, because I know it doesn't happen like that. Basically my birth plan is just going to be like VBAC. I want a VBAC, a successful VBAC, and that is my ultimate goal. But there are a couple things that are non-negotiable for me that I will make sure happens even if I have a C-section. And I'll make a whole separate video about that, because that's like a whole separate rabbit hole to go down. I'm excited because there's 12 weeks left, which means David has no choice but to figure out a boy name. We have a girl name picked. We cannot agree on a boy name to save our life. We had a hard time picking a boy name for Elliot. So with only 12 weeks left, David better get his shit together. And if he's watching this, you better get your shit together so we can figure out a boy name. We have a couple ideas in mind, but he doesn't have it. He's still so wishy-washy on the whole thing. He keeps saying, oh, I haven't really given it any thought. And I'm like, okay, well, this child is going to be coming very soon, so time to give it some thought. Because if we end up having a boy and you don't give it any thought, this boy will be going home without a name. That sounds awful. So, and then I'm looking into hypnobirthing classes. I don't know much about them. I've heard really good things. I've heard that it recommended a lot, especially for VBAC moms and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of looking into those classes to see, you know, some tools I can get under my tool belt, especially with this being a new journey, trying to have a VBAC. Especially with, you know, just being a doula too, so I can learn. And then I also don't really have a high pain tolerance, so maybe this will help me with that too, because ideally the best way to have a VBAC is to be able to move and be in different positions, and you can't do that with an epidural. So ideally we're gonna make this work. So that's the things that I'm looking forward to. There's a couple things that are kind of bummers, but they are what they are. None of my clothes fit. This is David's tank top, and I'm wearing like super stretchy sweats. I don't have any pajamas that fit, so I usually wear like a sports bra and David's like his boxers to bed. And then my work shirt I had, they have to keep ordering me new work shirts because they keep not fitting after a while. And I also have to just wear black sweats to work because I can't get like, there's no slacks that fit. There's no like black jeans that fit. That's not an option. Which they're understanding about. It's just funny and kind of a bummer because it's like, cool, like, you know, we're not in the place, like we're trying to get our shit together and our feet under us, and we're not in the place where I can go spend money on all these cute maternity clothes and shit, because I don't understand why, but like any maternity clothes you go get that are like decent, like, you know, at Motherhood Maternity or online or whatever, they're so expensive. And I don't know why, because you only wear them for a couple months. So it never made sense to me. Like, they should be like cheaper. And also, all the maternity clothes I ever got would shrink in the washer machine, so that didn't make any sense, because if I'm fat and I need these maternity clothes, why would they shrink? I need them to not shrink. So I don't know. That's interesting. The only other bummer thing, there's really not that much. Oh no, there's 2 more. But so one of them being that since we're still living with my best friend, which is cool. That's not a bummer. But we don't, like, we only have the one room that we're staying in, so we don't have like a room for like a nursery or the baby, or to even have a room for Elliot. So like we plan on being out before this baby's born for sure, but I just don't have anything to like occupy my time with, you know? I'm just kind of like chilling, and then it'll be like a race to get it all put together once the baby's born, because after the baby is born, we really want to plan a trip back up to Oregon to see my husband's parents and family and stuff. I'm not sure how we're gonna make that work, but I'm just putting it out there that it's gonna happen, and we'll figure that shit out. But yeah, so, and I think we're gonna drive. I don't know, drive, fly. I'm not really sure, but somehow, some way, we're gonna plan a trip up there. So I don't really want to have to be putting together a nursery after the baby's born. Last but not least, bummer, is David is starting night school, which is a bummer and a good thing, because he's going to be making more money once he finishes his night school. It's only 5 weeks long. He's getting his CDL license, and once he finishes, he'll be making like twice as much as he makes now, which is super cool and a relief for when I go on maternity leave. But he'll be working from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and then at school from 5 to 11 p.m. So, and that's Monday through Friday, so I'll literally only see him on weekends, but he's probably going to be exhausted. So that's the only shitty thing, is I'm going to have to like come home from work and then like immediately not get a break, because I have to like start watching Elliot or getting him ready for bed or whatever needs to be the case. Which is, you know, it's whatever. Like, it's what needs to happen, so it'll happen and we'll make it work. But it's just like, you know, you have to come home from working on your feet all day. I get maybe a 10-minute break in my 8-hour shift, like maybe one. And then I'll have to like it's just like go, 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 go. And then sleep for a couple hours and turn around and do it the next morning. And with insomnia too, it's just like the greatest combination in the whole world. So, but anyways, that's this beginning of my 3rd trimester update. 28 weeks as of yesterday. I'm gonna get this uploaded for you guys as soon as possible, but yeah, so that's that, and I'll see you guys when I do my next video.